Hi guys. Um, this is just going to be a really quick video. I wanted to show you the training portal for the ProMix Academy and for their courses, and specifically my Mixing Essentials bundle. This I wanted to kind of help those of you out there that might be a little bit on the fence and not quite sure whether they want to take the plunge and try out the course or not. So I thought this might help you make up your mind. So this is the ProMix Academy training portal site. You'll get one or two emails on purchasing the course where you can either download the lessons or you can get access to this streaming site. And I think I'd recommend that you would just wait and go for this streaming site because you can download the lessons from here anyway. Okay. So once you get your login information for this site, this is what it looks like. Okay. All the courses are here laid out. So you've got the EQ Essentials, Compression Essentials, and Effects Essentials, plus the multi-tracks here to download that I've used through most of the lessons through all three courses. Okay, so you can download the multi-tracks, load them into your own DAW, and you could probably try out the lessons, the techniques that I'm sharing in some of the lessons. You can try them out for yourself at the same time. Okay, so let's look at the EQ Essentials course first. So you've got 4 modules in the EQ Essentials course. And when you go into each module, you then get your individual lessons. Okay, so we've got 4 lessons inside module 1. And then when you go into a lesson, then you get on down the right hand side here, move me out of the way, you get all the lessons in order. All right, so you just go through each one by one, and that's how I suggest you go through the course. Go through it lesson by lesson because each one builds upon the last. And then, you're not, if you dip into a lesson further down the line, you might have a gap or two in your knowledge and some things might not make sense. Okay, so if we go back, the lessons are all kind of different lengths. Some of them are longer than others. And the longest lessons are really these real world examples that you get in module 4 on the EQ course. So some of them are quite long, can be over an hour. So you can see how long each lesson is when you go into it, so you can decide whether you want to do it there and then or wait for the time that's more convenient. But when you go into the lessons, there you go, just 27-minute lesson there on frequency carving. All right, and you've got now I'll explain the whole concept to you and we'll give you some examples. Okay, now just as a reminder, go back here. Just as a reminder, here is the course map. This is what you get. So you can see what the learning path is for each course, the EQ course, the compression course, and the effects course. So you can see how your learning is going to progress through each module. Okay, so module 1 there is just the basic grounding and understanding about sound and how it works and why we need to EQ if we ever hope to put out a stereo mix that sounds decent. And then we'll look in module 2, we'll look at the actual types of EQ and then all the parameters. Module 3, we'll start getting into the techniques, cutting and boosting, and mid-side EQ, which is really kind of regarded as a more advanced technique, but by the time you get here on the course, you'll be able to handle it no problem. Module 4 then, this is where I'm pulling out all sorts of examples from different instruments and explaining what additive EQ is, subtractive EQ is, when we might want to use each or either. And then specifically I'll look at cleaning up muddiness and taming harshness. All right, So that is the EQ course. Now, going back then, the compression courses and the course and the effects course are laid out in exactly the same way. So you can see it's really well laid out in the back end of the course. Start here, and then you just go through each module in turn. What's next? That's some instructions and advice what I suggest you do next with this new found knowledge that you're going to have after completing the lessons. You get some resources in all three courses. You get resources that you can download and read to either accompany the course or just to use as an aid memoir for when you are mixing things yourself later on down the line and you just want a quick reminder of the key points of some of the lessons. So they are just PDF downloads. Cheat sheets there. It's how to set up a compressor on anything, and then compressor settings cheat sheet. Okay. The EQ course has got about 5 different PDFs, I think, from memory. So back to the main bundle page, the effects course. In fact, actually, I'll just, before I get into the effects course, I'll just show you this is the course map for the compression course. So again, you've got your learning path, you know where you're going, where you're going to end up, and what you're going to learn. So you don't feel as though you need to jump ahead in order to learn a specific technique, or if you're going to miss something, because it's all, you know what you're going to learn because you've got it all laid out here. Okay, so that's it. Sound, which I do repeat a few things from the EQ course because people might be buying individual courses here, not the bundle. So I need to overlap a few topics so that they don't have any gaps in their learning. Okay, so that is the compression course. And then back to the ProMix Academy. This is the Effects Essentials course. This is 4 modules with some resources. Again, you've got the multi-tracks to download to try these different things out. But for example, let's go into module 3. This is the beginning of the delay lessons. So modules 1 and 2 are all about reverb. Modules 3 and 4 are all about delay. And then we get all the various the lessons in laid out here as you would expect. Okay. And then module 1, just so you can see the reverb. So we've got some all about the parameters in the first module, and then in the second module, it's actually using the reverb. So there are all your reverb lessons. All right. Okay. So that is a glimpse into the actual course itself, or the bundle. All the lessons are laid out in a logical order, really easy to follow. You go in, when you do a lesson, you can see how far you've got. You can mark it as complete, so you know it will auto do that anyway. When you've reached the end of your lesson, it will come up as complete anyway. So what that means is whenever you come back and revisit this and want to pick it up again, you know exactly where you got to the last time. All right. And as you can see here, in this lesson, reverb parameters, you can see when you've completed a lesson from this higher level, from this overview level. All right. So that is, I think, kind of it. Here we go with the, before I go, this is the course map for the effects course. So as I said, first 2 modules are all about reverbs, and you'll see me using reverb on drums, guitars, vocals, keys, brass and strings. And you'll see me setting up reverbs, what reverbs to choose for your particular parameter. It's lunchtime, look. I need to go for a walk and have my lunch, so I'm going to wrap this up pretty quickly. But yeah, we go through the different types of reverb to use on different instruments, and same thing with delay, okay? And I'll also have you setting up your template with some choice reverbs and choice delays, varying different flavors and lengths, so that you can reach for them quickly and get going mixing in your template as fast as possible. All right. So I hope that's helpful. I hope it's helped you make a decision or two. If not, hit reply to the email and I'll do my best to answer them quickly for you. Okay. Have fun, and I hope to see you in sound.